Welcome back to DeChain Daily Crypto News. We share the best news stories of the day to keep you informed on cryptocurrency and blockchain related headlines and events. Today is July 20th, 2022. And for today's show, we are actually going to have a little bit of a market analysis. So we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, BNB, and also the XRP Ripple token. So let's get it going. Let's go ahead and dive in. So we're going to start off with Bitcoin. And we did our last market update a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago actually. And we kept sitting right around this $20,000 point. And it was great that would have been a few days ago. On the 18th, we finally saw that pop that we had been looking forward to on Monday, where Bitcoin went well above that $20,000 mark, and it stayed above there so far. And honestly, many of the tokens we're about to look at have a very similar chart pattern, so we don't have to spend a long time on any of them. But I want to show you two things. So first off, you had this sort of channel that we clearly have broken out of, right? That is hugely positive. Of course, you've got this line here going for you now as well. So that is also hugely positive when we look at Bitcoin pricing. So very excited. I am definitely a crypto bull, even during crypto winter. Doesn't mean we are out of the danger zone by any means. I mean, look at that. I mean, this was quite aggressive, right? But even if so we can just stop that there. That would have been the trajectory of those high points. You can see them going lower. So even if I went ahead and pulled this all the way down, the fact that we are looking a lot stronger now is huge. Like, don't minimize how powerful these last few days has been as far as the outlook of cryptocurrency and what's to come. It doesn't mean that we couldn't see another bar go lower, but it does mean that this market may just be pulling higher, which would be fantastic, right? And if I were to look at a next level of support or possibly resistance, it'd be that previous level of 28,000. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to go straight to 28,000, but I'm just saying when we get to this region, you definitely can expect a little bit of resistance there. And if we go ahead and pull this out, it'll give us I always like to keep previous levels in mind. So you can see this 29,500 level has played some importance over time too. So do that, which also correlates essentially to the top of that channel, right? So we'll just move that up even. We'll move it down. How about that? So won't do that just yet, but in fact, I'm gonna get rid of that one. Sorry, I'm using the line that I prefer is actually this one because it keeps me honest. It creates a straight up horizontal line. So that's huge, right? That shows you over here back in January of 21, that was support. We saw it play with some support in May of 21, June of 21, and it broke through a little bit in June of 21 and then bounced. So when it comes to where we are now, you can see, look how tight that range was, right? So we've got 30,000 there, and we've got roughly 28,000 there. So this was a very tight range for May of 22, and that's why I say previous support can become resistance. So once we get through this current region, I would expect to either see us blow through this or possibly get chopped up trying to test the $28,000 range before going back to 30,000. But overall, I'm very optimistic, and I've already admitted to being in this market, right? I actually own cryptocurrency, and as Bitcoin does, cryptocurrency does. So let's flip over to Ethereum right now. I mean, those almost look like the same charts. They are slightly different, so I'll show a little something different on this one. We're just going to go ahead and create a nice little upward chart and see, like, maybe this thing does extend on a little bit. We'll do another one of those here as well, just to show how thoroughly we have broken out of that previous channel. So that is great. Anyone watching these markets should be very excited, very happy. And one thing that is different in this chart versus this was the Bitcoin here, you see how there's basically right now, there's no resistance between this price right now of 23,500 getting all the way up to the 28. But when we look at the Ethereum chart, you see we're here, but you don't have to go too far before you see a little bit of previous resistance. So we'll just do a little bit of a line here just to make that a little more clear. I mean, I always can't tell if this is a straight line or not. So we'll cheat. You know, I'm using TradingView, by the way. TradingView is one of the platforms that I really like because it has all of these built-in tools to just help. So you can see at the 1700 range or price point could actually end up being resistance. Because that was the previous support. It could end up being resistance for Ethereum. Let's see what that has meant in the past, right? So look at there. 1700 was the support of July of 2021, June 2021, May 2021. And it was really what needed to be broken above to see, back in February and March of 21 before we could see the rally that followed. So I definitely would say that that's an important range as well. So we're right there. We're right there. And, just to show what we have already come out of, I mean, you saw this in the Bitcoin chart. I can really even... My goal when I'm doing these trend lines, by the way, is to get as many of the points. So even though I missed this one, that's quite all right to me because that may have just pointing to the fact that the breakout started to happen. So that's great. I like the look of that. It does once again make me bullish Ethereum as well. So, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to give the exact same analysis that we gave on Bitcoin, but they are very much the same chart, very similar. Same here. This is the Binance token versus the US dollar. So Binance coin rather. So what's interesting here is that with the price of 262, we are just about already pricing right at that previous support. So let's see. Yeah, look at that. I don't even have to draw any lines. The red line here shows you where we currently are. And that is, this level was support in May of 21 and support in June of 21, in July of 21, in May of 22 before we broke through. And now in Binance, we're back through it. So once again, this looks very, very, to me, very optimistic. So you've got, I'm just going to draw this here to try and include as many points as possible. I'm going to give another one here. Right. And actually, I'm going to do a little channel. Just to get a sense of where this coin has been. So, I mean, I'm very optimistic right now. These last few days has shown that we don't have to stay. We might not fully be in a forever crypto bearish winter. We all know that or let me rephrase that. It is my belief and the belief of many of my friends and colleagues that we will see some higher prices in cryptocurrency. Hopefully, we'll see these prices continue to push higher and we can get through this sort of crypto bearish period even sooner. Now, this is an interesting one. This is XRP, Ripple. And this token, if you remember, this is a token that is being prosecuted right now. They are battling the SEC over securities law, essentially. They are being penalized or trying to be penalized for having issued a token without going through the proper registration process for security, even though the SEC had not called this a security officially. So, not that I'm a lawyer, and I certainly don't need to get into that, but what's interesting here, this current price was briefly support back in February of 21. There's February 2. It was resistance in January of 21. The problem with me in this chart is that it really isn't all that indicative of just price, because we are dealing with the government's hand influencing the market's behavior. But that being said, we can still take a look at where price is and where it's been. So it's going to stretch this out. If I pull this up to the top, that channel just about fully now, and there is a possibility of overfitting, right? Those of you in statistics know what I'm talking about, but overfitting is where you really create the perfect algorithm or the perfect channel in this scenario to show all of your data, but really it's imperfect because you intentionally influenced it with your own bias, right? Too much data. So we took what was essentially a flat channel. We're almost breaking out of it here, and but I do like this. This price has been supported. In fact, if we were to go a little, just even a little bit higher, I think we'd see that support line. We obviously had that same fall off in the markets from essentially January, and I mean XRP started even sooner than that. This is last September, a year ago. So it's had a rough road, but this is one of the largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. So I wanted to include it in tonight's market analysis. So we'll just see. I'm overall optimistic on where crypto is going, where it's headed. The coming days are going to be very key to see whether we truly do in each of these cryptocurrencies get a full-on breakout. Like, are we going to go ahead and rise higher and keep going, or will we see some pullbacks to other regions that might further make us consider this a fully bear market? So let's see. Yeah, that's about how I would do that. Looks like we've broken out, but the coming days will tell. And that's the beauty of the markets, is tomorrow gives us a little bit more data. The next day, a little bit more data, until we finally can see a clear picture, see the forest for the trees, if you think about each day as being a tree. So that's going to be it for today's market update. I really am bullish on each of these. So thank you for watching. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do just hit the subscribe button. It helps me out quite a bit. Doesn't cost you a thing, but you will gain a fan in me. So go ahead, hit the button. It'll let you know when I produce another video. And as always, have a great week. Take care.